Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions on Bounce TV and our worldwide viewers on www.sportsvisionsusa.com. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's going on, DJ?
I'm fantastic. It's Whitewater Classic Weekend, the first of 3 classics that we have in this area. And, of course, we have an opportunity to chat with some of the folks from the Whitewater Classic.
I had a great chat with the presiding circuit court judge, Michael Bellamy, and Miss Christy Collins, the Phoenix City athletic coordinator.
All right. Also, we have an opportunity to recap and preview Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, and Tech. All that coming up and more next on Sports Visions.
Take a deep breath in and exhale. And a gentle wave-like motion. Liberate your spine. Good. And reach, toes blossoming.
Not that great at yoga.
Yeah, but when I slipped a disc, he paid my claim before I knew it.
So he had your back.
Yep.
In just one day, we approve and pay. One-day pay, only from Aflac.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come see us at Express Motors, 1210 14th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama. Or give us a call, 334-384-9101, with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. In-house financing, the right vehicle at the right price for you. We don't want all your business, just yours. Come see us, 1210 14th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama, or go online, www.expressmotorspc.com. Hello, football fans. Coming up August 31st, our college football picks of the week. And that's right, it's brought to you by our good friends from Mercedes-Benz of Columbus.
Each week during the 2015 college football season, Sports Vision will pick 7 of the top college games around the SEC, ACC, Big 10, Big 12, and the Pac-12. Viewers in the Chattahoochee Valley will stop by Mercedes-Benz of Columbus to fill out their pick forms and receive a free test drive voucher. The form must be turned in before 12 o'clock on game day. The customer with the most winning picks will win a complimentary prize brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Columbus. The winner automatically qualifies for the grand prize, round-trip ticket for 2 to the SEC Championship game in Atlanta, Georgia. So stop by Mercedes-Benz of Columbus to fill out your form.
The lightest or nothing. The smartest or nothing. The quietest or nothing. The sleekest, sexiest, baddest, safest, tightest, harshest, or nothing. At Mercedes-Benz, we do things one way or we don't do them at all. The 2015 C-Class. The best or nothing.
Crown Royal Black. Bold as bourbon, smooth as crown.
Welcome back to Sports Visions, and I'm happy to say we had a wonderful opportunity to go back to Athens, go back home. Of course, we had a Letterman's barbecue to kick everything off, and of course, I want to say give a big shout out to Jim Baker and, of course, all the Lettermen because we had a wonderful time and some wonderful eating.
Had some great eating, and Jim does a great job of the Letterman barbecue each year, DJ. And really, at the same time, they celebrated 20 years all the way up to 50-year classes. Great time over in the graveyard.
Absolutely. And I must say that meal was probably the better part of the day because the ball game really wasn't the ball game. Even though we got a chance to see the first-string quarterback, of course, Grayson Lambert came out. He didn't let us down. Of course, kept it very, very modest. But he was efficient, very proficient, and, of course, leading the Bulldogs to victory.
He did a great job of managing the game, DJ. But one thing I saw that everybody's going to see, I guess, just line up in the eye and knock folks off the ball and let Nick Chubb do his thing.
And Chubb certainly did his things. Over 100 yards that he had on the day, and, of course, getting off to a wonderful start. But more importantly, I think the only weakness coming out of the weekend is that we had somewhat of a letdown in the secondary. Toward the latter part of the second quarter, a couple of great drives by Louisiana Monroe, and again, throwing some passes down the field and, of course, completing some passes that shouldn't have been completed, but got 14 points on the board, which is a concern.
It's a concern, DJ, but I'm not really concerned with it because they were playing with the second and third string guys in a lightning shortened game. But I think really one of the biggest things, Jeremy Pruitt is going to get that straightened out.
Good first victory. Now it's on to Vanderbilt in Nashville. And I know coming off of a first week loss in Vanderbilt, the temperature is not going to be conducive to the Dogs going in there and to blow them out.
No, it's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be a tough game because I think their coach, Derek Mason is fighting for his job at this point early on in his career, and I think really it's going to be a tougher game than last week's game.
Absolutely. Of course, let's move on over to the Plains where Auburn took on Louisville in the Chick-fil-A Bowl, the Chick-fil-A Kickoff Classic, if you will. Auburn came out very impressive, and I know that, when you talk about Auburn, you want to talk about the defense. Of course, that's a new defense with Will Muschamp, of course, coordinating the defense. Came out like game busters. However, the offense, believe it or not, didn't play as well as I thought they would have played.
I didn't think they were not in Gus mode. And what I mean by Gus mode, they didn't play real fast, but they scored 31 points still. Really, they got 31 points off of basically 14 points of mistakes of Louisville that they made. But at the same time, Jeremy Johnson I didn't think he had a good game, but I think he's going to get better. I think he might have had little butterflies, but he's going to get better.
He definitely will have to get better, of course, because we think the world of Jeremy. However, I know that he would be the first to tell you that he would not make those mistakes if he had them to do again. 3 interceptions is very not like him. So I look for him to come back. Of course, they're hosting Jacksonville State at home, and I look for him to really put up some big numbers and really improve from that first game, even though they did beat a very good Louisville football team.
Again, they really did. I mean, it was really a closer game than that 31-24 indicates. Like I said, Louisville made some mistakes early on, and Auburn, what they usually do, when you turn the ball over against Auburn, they usually capitalize on it. And they did that. I think really Jeremy Johnson will have a better game this week, against Jacksonville State. And I think they're going to work on some things, and they got to work on their running game also, DJ.
All right, let's take it to the Tide. Of course, they had a big day out in Jerry's World out in Arlington, Texas. Again, a big game against Wisconsin. Demolished Wisconsin. Of course, Derrick Henry was just fantastic. I mean, he looks like he'll be one of the better backs in the SEC, much less in the nation this year. 147 yards, and, of course, Jay Coker proved that he deserves to be the starting quarterback. I
mean, they did, DJ. They did a good thing over at Alabama. Alabama's going to play hit-you-in-the-mouth football this year, offensively and defensively. Derrick Henry ran downhill, DJ. I think this is going to set the tone for the SEC and probably the nation. If you have a good running back and a good running game, I think everybody's going to do that because there's not that many good quarterbacks. So Derrick Henry got off to a great start. Alabama defense did the same, and really it's still Alabama's going to be there, DJ.
And I know Nick Saban is already perturbed because of the fact that everybody's assuming that they're going to be hosting Middle Tennessee State this weekend. And, of course, everybody's thinking that they're going to probably beat them by 5 or 6 touchdowns. But Nick Saban, as he always does, wants you to respect the opponent because he has to get these guys ready to play. But all in all, again, it'll be another mop-up.
It's going to be, I won't call it a mop-up, DJ, but Nick Saban, I'm going to have the Nick Saban hat on. It's going to be a good game. But one of these games like this, DJ, we always say it's good for the young guys. It's good for the guys that play second and third string to get some more depth because really in the SEC, everybody's fourth game is really a money game, and they're trying to get people ready to play from the depth standpoint.
And we had the opportunity to go to Atlanta earlier in the week, of course, to witness the Georgia Tech Alcorn State game. And as we said, that was going to be nothing more than a glorified scrimmage. And, Justin Thomas didn't get a whole lot of playing time. But, again, all in all, the Tech offense rolled and the defense stuffed.
I mean, really, the defense did a good thing. They just shut down Alcorn State. They couldn't do anything. So, at the same time, it's going to be a better test for them this week for Georgia Tech because, really, I think the bus, when we saw the Alcorn State bus, DJ, it was over at the financial aid office and stuff. So they wanted to pick up their checks before they start playing.
Tulane is going to bring in a much more decent, I guess, a tougher effort, if you will, because, again, Alcorn State was outclassed, outnumbered, outpowered, every way which you can. However, I think Tulane's going to come in. I still think that they're going to Georgia Tech's going to put hands on them, but the bottom line is that they'll get a better effort this week.
It'll be a better effort, DJ, but really one of the best things that I really like about Paul Johnson and his offense, that he shuttles his back end. He always has some fresh backs, and if you can't stop that option, you're going to have a long day.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our Mercedes-Benz picks of the week.
All right, DJ, this week our Mercedes-Benz picks of the week, we got Alabama hosting Middle Tennessee State over at Bryant-Denny. Auburn will host Jacksonville State over at Jordan-Hare. Georgia will travel to Nashville to play Vandy. Georgia Tech will host Tulane at Bobby Dodd Stadium. Iowa State will be at Iowa. Oklahoma will go to Neyland Stadium to play Tennessee in a big SEC game. And also in another big SEC game, you got LSU against Mississippi State, and you got Florida State against Southern Florida. Don't forget to email all your picks to Dale Williams before 12:30 on Saturday to see if you win a gift for Mercedes-Benz.
Now let's take a look at our Black College scores, brought to you by Melanade's Barbershop.
Okay. Ah! Oh. Hey, I'm trying to.
Sports Vision is sponsored by Aflac, Crown Royal, Express Motors, Diverse Powers.
Hi, I'm Dale Williams with Sports Visions. And if you want to watch Sports Visions 24/7 or even earlier before the show, all you have to do is log on to my Sports Vision USA. Just log on YouTube, my Sports Visions USA.
Get ready for the second annual Whitewater Classic as the Golden Lambs of Albany State collide with the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Saturday, September 12th at Phoenix City's Garrett Harrison Stadium. Go to PCWhitewaterClassic.com or call 334-448-2856 for ticket information.
4 of the top 5 Marriott golf courses are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail in Alabama. Ross Bridge, Grand National, Capitol Hill, and the Grand Hotel were named their favorite golf resorts by guests of Marriott and Renaissance Hotels of North America. 4 out of 5 is a pretty good average. Take it from those who've been there and book a trip to the trail. Call 800-949-4444 or visit rtjgolf.com.
Stop by these locations to pick up your free copy of Sports Visions magazine. Hilton Garden Inn, Chester's Barbecue, and Express Motors.
And welcome back to Sports Visions. I'm joined by Ms. Christy Collins, the athletic director of Phoenix City. And Christy, you got the Whitewater Classic coming on.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I want you to tell me all about what's going on this weekend. And viewers, make sure you pay attention to this.
Okay. Starting on Friday, we have Avant coming to the great city of Phoenix City. He'll be at the amphitheater. Tickets are $20 in advance, $25 at the gate. You can get tickets from 280 Cuts and Styles, Melanade Barbershop, and also at Star Nails in Columbus. And then on Saturday, of course, we have the great Albany State playing the mighty Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Kickoff is at 5 p.m. Of course, we're going to have tailgating. iHeartMedia is going to have the 101 Magic 101 old school block party going on down in the park, which will be epic. DSOS is coming to perform. And then we'll have a kids zone. Of course, there'll be tailgating. And then kickoff is at 5, like I said. And then our post-game show will be Peggy Jenkins performing like a 70-minute set after the game. So we have a great weekend. Fun for everybody, all types from young to old can come out and have a good time, and everything is free. It's just you have to pay to go to the game.
Okay, last year, you had a great opportunity. You had great events going on. Tell me what's different from last year to this year.
Parking was a big issue for us. We have such a large area to work with, so it's about concentrating their area, figuring out where people want to be. Of course, they want to be close to the stadium, but everybody can't be there. But getting people as close to the stadium as possible and providing them with a transit service where they can get back and forth without feeling like, they have to walk or waiting around or walking and seeing if they can find someone. We want to really take care of the people that are on our campus and make sure they have a great game day experience and make sure that they can park and feel close to where they are and they can get where they want to go without feeling, the labor of walking.
Well, tell me a little bit about the tailgating situation.
Tailgating is free this year. We just have to call and reserve a spot, and you can call me to do that, or you can visit us at PCWhitewaterClassic.com. But tailgating is free. We just ask that you reserve a spot. And we just have people in a concentrated area. Everybody would be by the stage where the old school block party be going on and by Peggy. And just to get people in one area where people can enjoy each other and have a good time.
All right. There you have it. You have Ms. Christy Collins, athletic coordinator for Phoenix City, joined by the presiding circuit court judge of Phoenix City, Judge Michael Bellamy, and proud class of 1973 Tuskegee. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Glad to be here, be able to be with you today, and look forward to celebrating this weekend's Whitewater Classic.
All right. As I talk to you and remembering from my church days and growing up with you, just knowing the historic value. Can you speak to the historic value of you going to Tuskegee now and then Tuskegee playing in the great city of Phoenix City?
It's been a wonderful opportunity for my hometown to be having this classic here. Having gone to Tuskegee and the rich tradition of Tuskegee, having to come back often to Tuskegee Morehouse games, all through the years, one of my classmates, we just celebrated 45 years from graduating from South Gerard, Mel, Long, Mike Bellamy, y'all got to play a game here in Phoenix City. He said, Tuskegee needs to be the team, and that was one of his goals and dreams. And another dear friend of mine, believe it or not, over the years, when I was city court judge, Max Wilkes, who was always involved in sports, Max said, Judge, we just got to get a game here in Phoenix City. Unbeknownst to me, this happened without any of my input.
Wow.
And the city of Phoenix City, with the mayor and the city manager, they put this all together to start the Whitewater Classic here.
Now, I know you're an avid golfer.
No, I'm a terrible golfer.
Okay, well, you know, you're better than I am.
Bubba at Lakewood, well, I appreciate that. At Lakewood Golf Course, said we need to do a golf tournament. And this year we're going to have a golf tournament. It'll be a two-man scramble. It'll be at Lakewood, shotguns at 9 o'clock. It's $100 per team or $50 per player. And the proceeds from that golf tournament will be given back to the Alumni Association for Tuskegee and Albany for our area students to attend Albany State or Tuskegee.
You know, each year, you know, all the historical black college games are played, and you always hear the scholarship factor. Can you speak to just the scholarship factors of how many scholarships are formed and made through Tuskegee, through Albany State? What's that formula look like? I'm
not sure particularly as far as Albany State, but I know at Tuskegee, the overwhelming majority of the monies that we raise at the Tuskegee Morehouse game go into the fund at Tuskegee University for scholarships for area students from Columbus and Phoenix City area. Not only that, the entire amount that's been raised from that golf tournament for Tuskegee Morehouse goes directly to the scholarships for local students here in Columbus, Phoenix City area.
Okay.
And as a parent and as a former student, every scholarship helps, believe me. So it's a tremendous help to those students from this area.
Now, I want you to look in the camera and tell our viewers out there why they should support this game.
The reason you should support this game is because we have to support the HBCUs. Tuskegee University and Albany Estates are two wonderful schools to attend. They've helped generate a lot of the area leaders that we have in our community. Tuskegee was dear to me. I know Albany State is dear to a lot of folks. Mr. Frank Brown, who works in Columbus, is a graduate of Albany State. He's bringing a tremendous amount of golfers to this golf tournament, and we're trying to get as many people involved because we need to support our own. And that's very important. There's nothing wrong with Alabama, nothing wrong with Georgia. We need Tuskegee, Albany, Morehouse, Alabama State, and Alabama A&M also.
There you have it, the presiding circuit court judge of Phoenix City, Michael Bellamy, class of 73, Tuskegee. We'll be right back in a moment.
Sports Vision is sponsored by Aflac, Crown Royal, Express Motors, Diverse Powers, Hilton Garden Inn, Chick-fil-A, Columbus Tech, Chester's Barbecue, ENS.
Hi, I'm Philip Dabbitt with ENS Men's Clothing Warehouse. We'd like to say thank you, Columbus and the Bi-City area, for 20 great years on Macon Road in the heart of Columbus. We're inviting you out to our 20th anniversary sale with bigger savings and deals than ever before.
To help show our appreciation, ENS is offering complete suit and tux packages only $99. Jackets, pants, shirts, and ties, a $199 value for just $99. Find us on Facebook for details on how to win a suit or tux package. Come celebrate our 20th anniversary. ENS, where you get more for a whole lot less.
Departure, arrival, search, post, chat, check in. New foods, new fun, new favorites. All right, new clients. Don't stop there. Explore, discover, connect, grow, celebrate, work, live, play. At Hilton Garden Inn, we know you'll love our cook-to-order breakfast, first-rate amenities, and award-winning service. So count on us to give you all the ways to make the most of every stay. Hilton Garden Inn. It's better at the Garden.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. It's now time for our Atlanta Falcons report. And even though the NFL officially got underway on Thursday of this week, the Atlanta Falcons will be playing on Monday night. They'll be hosting the Philadelphia Eagles, and I know that everybody in the world is picking Chip Kelly and those Eagles to do something special, and nobody is really expecting the Atlanta Falcons to do anything.
Nobody's expecting the Falcons to do anything, DJ, but one thing I am looking forward to seeing the Atlanta Falcons defense, a Dan Quinn-type defense. I want to see their defensive line continue to do and penetrate like they've been doing the whole offseason. So it's going to be a good game. You know, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, those guys are going to do their thing.
I know one thing is for sure, regardless of how the Falcons come out on offense, defense, or special teams, I know that the tailgating will be on that Monday. Of course, the game being a Monday night game at 7 o'clock on primetime ESPN. So I know that the tailgating will probably start somewhere after lunch.
Oh, yeah, they're probably earlier than that, DJ, because that one thing about it, in Atlanta, they're going to get ready for the tailgate. I think, like you said, around lunchtime on Monday, they will be tailgating in, any parking lot, any space that is divot for tailgates, they'll be ready.
I tell you what, though, I'm looking forward to having an opportunity to spend the first Monday night of the opening day of the season with the Falcons in Atlanta. And I know that, again, the names will be the same. Everybody's going to see what Julio's going to do. Everybody's going to see what Matt Ryan's going to do. Everybody wants to see if Roddy White still has something left. Devin Hester, of course, in the return game. He is phenomenal, of course, if he's healthy. We know that he's been recently nursing turf toe.
Right.
But the bottom line is what has to happen is that in addition to, again, that defense continuing to play with that up-tempo, high spirit, we have to get Vic Beasley going. And, again, he's the guy that they spent the first-round draft choice out of Clemson. We know he can't be the savior, but he has to give us that promise. He has to give us that threat. He has to be around the ball. He has to be, wreaking havoc in order for the Atlanta Falcons to do what we need them to do this year. Well,
DJ, like you said, the Vic Beasley piece is going to be big, but even bigger than that, and we've seen glimpses of it during the preseason. Their defense, their team defense has got to be good. They got to cause turnover. They got to do good on their special team. They got to be able to protect Matt Ryan. I know you've heard that over and over again, but like you said, DJ, they got to keep him clean. Julio Jones is going to do his thing, but really we got to have a breakout receiver come from somewhere. Roddy White has been kind of hurt and beat up a little bit, but it's going to be interesting because the Eagles going to score some points.
It's an interesting time in Atlanta indeed, and you and I both have been going up to the Dome here for the last year or so. We've been seeing that structure right next door, and it's I tell you what, it's in full effect. It's really impressive. That's the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium that the Falcons are building right next door to the Dome. One thing is for sure, those players, when they drive into the Dome to play this season, they get an opportunity to take a look at what's going on next door. All those fans that tailgate in the parking lot in and around the Dome in the World Congress Center, they get a chance to take a look at that facility. And just when you just take a moment and dream about what it's to look like, and we've all seen all the makeups and all the videos of what it's going to look like, you know what, that ought to be enough incentive to give the Falcons, as well as the fans, some energy, some excitement, just something extra to get ready to move into that building next year.
Oh, you just tell the great expectation. Even though we're talking about the Mercedes-Benz Stadium open up in 2017, DJ, these people have great expectation right now. And I think really as players come in and play in the Georgia Dome and just being able to see that stadium, they got to get fired up for it because some of them might not get a chance to play in that stadium if the Falcons don't continue to get better and better. They got to get better this year, DJ.
They do have to get better, and I know that coming out of training camp, they had some injuries at the running back position. However, we're looking for those two young running backs to be well. Of course, they've had enough time now, several weeks to get to heal up. And again, being young running backs, again, they're going to need both of those young men because a 16 games grueling schedule of the National Football League is something that they're not used to, and they're going to need both of those guys to get through this.
They're going to need that, and plus probably some other key positions, DJ, other than running back. I still think they're going to need a receiver. I think really their defense is going to have to get a whole lot better and probably even get an offensive line. Because one thing about Thomas Dimitroff, he's a pretty good player personnel guy, and he's still looking for players.
And you know what? You mentioned Thomas Dimitroff, and I know that with the recent cuts getting down to the 53-man roster, the last several years that he has been here, a lot of those players that he's taken early in the draft aren't here. So they're taking some chances. They've been spending some money on some players that are not NFL caliber players, and he is starting to feel the grief.
I'm sure he's really, because this is going to be a very important year for Thomas Dimitroff. For Dan Quinn coming in, I think really the biggest problem for him and McKay has been player personnel, getting some right picks, getting some number ones and some number twos that really paying out for the Falcons.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our Crown Royal picks of the week.
Stop by these locations to pick up your free copy of Sports Visions magazine: Hilton Garden Inn, Chester's Barbecue, and Express Motors.
Take a deep breath in and exhale. And a gentle wave-like motion. Liberate your spine. Good. And reach, toes blossoming.
Not that great at yoga.
Yeah, but when I slipped a disc, he paid my claim before I knew it.
So he had your back.
Yep.
In just one day, we approve and pay. One day pay, only from Aflac.
Scott Sawyer with Diverse Power. Diverse Power wants our customers to enjoy all the benefits that reliable, consistent electric service provides. Our BPI certified technicians offer duct blaster testing of your HVAC ductwork to locate leaks. We also offer a full blower door examination that will qualify homeowners and home builders to meet the new Energy Code building standards. At Diverse Power, we offer innovation through vision, quality through service.
Crown Royal Black. Bold as bourbon, smooth as Crown.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Visions. And, you know, I know it's an exciting time to be in the Chattahoochee Valley, of course, the Whitewater Classic. And in the second year, of course, last year, it was a great year kicking off the inaugural. But this year, it's even bigger and better.
It's even bigger and better, DJ. You know, all the events that are going on. Really, if you don't have anything to do, just go over and support the Whitewater Classic. You know, really most of this money goes to scholarship fund. A great weekend to spend a little money on and a little time on the river.
Absolutely, and of course, a great opportunity for us to get into week 2. Now, you get all the jitters out, and you get to start to get into really your game planning. And now the guys realize, what's expected of them, and you start to see some normalcy when you're talking about some of the NCAA football action.
I mean, really, you start, everything is falling into place. Again, still some early games, some easy games, if I can say easy game, but at the same time, the younger kids are getting a chance to play, and also they're trying to grow some depth.
Big shout out to the local high school teams around. I tell you, one thing that we do like to see, and I know for a lot of years some programs have been down, but Columbus High is coming on, and congratulations to Phil Marino over there, because they've jumped out to a 2-0 record here, and of course a couple of victories early on. I know you've spent some quality time with that program over the last few years. The Spencer program, of course, with Coach Coffey out there, they are looking like they're making strides, and also Coach James Brown's program with the Jordan Red Jackets, they look like they're showing some promise.
Everybody is getting better and better, DJ, and that's all you can ask for as a kid is get better and better. Columbus High plays Manchester this week, and I think really the schedule, and I really love, hats off to the Georgia High School Association, I really love the local teams playing one another. I like that.
All right, that's going to do it for all the time we have for today's show. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.
Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.